Have you ever held on to a habit simply because it felt safe, familiar, even comforting? For over 60 years, Henry, a retired postmaster in rural Minnesota, started every morning the same way, with a warm bath. Rain, snow, or shine, it was his ritual. It wakes me up, keeps me clean, and clears my head, he'd say. And truly, it seemed harmless, even healthy, until one January morning, just past his 82nd birthday. Henry didn't come out of the bathroom. His wife found him slumped near the tub. His heart had simply slowed. The sudden shift from warm water to cold air, combined with low hydration and age-weakened circulation, was more than his body could handle. Thankfully, he survived, but his confidence never fully returned. That moment led his family, and Henry himself, to start asking a question none of us think we'll ever have to ask. Is something as basic and natural as a daily bath still safe after 70? The truth is, most of us grew up believing that daily bathing equals good health. Cleanliness is next to godliness, they said. But after working with older adults for decades, many doctors now understand a quiet truth. What once was a symbol of health can become a hidden danger in later life. And that's why today, we're going to explore 5 powerful truths about bathing after 70. Truths that most people have never heard, and few are willing to talk about. But you deserve to know them. So whether you're in your 70s, or caring for someone who is, stay with me. What we uncover today may just save a fall, a fracture, or even a life. Now, let's begin with the first truth. And it starts with the water we trust the most. Henry loved winter mornings. There was something about the hush of snowfall outside, the scent of pine wood from his neighbor's chimney, and the way steam rose slowly from the bath he ran each day at dawn. At 82, it was more than just hygiene. It was his way to greet the world gently. But one morning changed everything. After 10 minutes in the tub, Henry stood up to dry off, and within seconds, he was on the floor, dizzy, pale. His wife, thankfully nearby, called 911. At the hospital, the doctors explained what had happened. The warm bath had caused his blood vessels to dilate, dropping his blood pressure too quickly. His aging cardiovascular system couldn't compensate fast enough. That drop, harmless to someone younger, became a serious cardiac stressor for him. And here's what many people don't realize. After 70, our nervous system, especially the part that regulates temperature and blood pressure, slows down. When you move from warm water to cooler air, the body may struggle to adjust. This can cause a rapid blood pressure drop, known as orthostatic hypotension, which can lead to dizziness, fainting, or worse. Now, does this mean you have to give up warm baths forever? Not at all. But it does mean bathing needs to be done smarter. Here are a few life-protecting tips, straight from geriatric physicians. Lower the water temperature to 100 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 to 40 degrees Celsius. Use the back of your hand or wrist to test. Warm, never scalding. Limit time in the water to no more than 10 minutes. Stay hydrated before and after bathing. Sit while bathing, especially if you're over 80 or live alone. And always, let someone know you're going in, just in case. For Henry, a few of these changes made all the difference. He still enjoys his bath, just shorter, safer, and seated. And that trade-off, it gave him back his confidence. Because sometimes, the rituals that once gave us comfort need a little adjustment to keep giving us life. Now that we've explored how water temperature can affect the heart, let's talk about something just as important. How too much soap and scrubbing can affect your skin's ability to protect you. Let's dive into truth number 2, the myth of clean. For as long as she could remember, Margaret believed in being clean. She grew up in an era where neatness was next to godliness, and to her, nothing felt better than the squeaky clean feeling after a long, hot bath. Even in her late 70s, Margaret scrubbed from shoulders to soles every single day, with bar soap and a strong sponge. She was proud of it, until one winter, something changed. Her skin began to itch constantly. Her arms grew red and flaky. At night, the discomfort kept her awake. No lotion seemed to help. When she finally visited a dermatologist, the verdict surprised her. Your skin isn't dirty, Margaret. It's overwashed, and it's begging you for protection. You see, as we age, our skin naturally produces less oil and fewer protective lipids. These oils are essential for keeping moisture in and irritants out. And every time we scrub, especially with harsh soap or hot water, we strip away that natural barrier. It's a hidden irony. In trying to stay clean, we sometimes leave our skin more vulnerable, dry, cracked, even open to infection. Here's what your skin truly needs after 70. Bathe only 2 to 3 times a week, unless necessary. Use soap only on key areas, underarms, groin, and feet. The rest? Warm water is often enough. Choose pH-balanced, alcohol-free cleansers, not harsh antibacterial soaps. And perhaps most importantly, moisturize within 3 minutes after stepping out of the bath. That's when your skin is still damp and most able to absorb hydration. Margaret made the shift. She switched to a gentle cleanser, started moisturizing right away, and she let her skin breathe on the in-between days. Weeks later, she wasn't just more comfortable. She felt more confident in her skin than she had in years. Because being truly clean isn't about scrubbing harder. Backhand index pointing right, it's about nourishing the body you've walked through life in. And speaking of safety, let's turn to a place many of us overlook until it's too late. The floor beneath our feet. In the next section, we'll talk about why the bathroom can become one of the most dangerous rooms in the house, especially after 70. Let's continue with truth number 3, the fall you didn't see coming. When Mr. Clark turned 88, he still insisted on doing everything by himself, especially bathing. He prided himself on his independence. "I don't need help getting in and out of a tub," he'd say with a chuckle. But one cold morning, as he stepped out of the bath, his foot slid, just slightly. His balance, not quite what it used to be, failed him. And in the space of 1 second, everything changed. A fractured hip, a rushed surgery, months of rehab. But the hardest part? Mr. Clark never lived alone again. The bathroom, the place we go to feel clean and safe, can become one of the most dangerous places for older adults. And it's not just about slippery tiles. Here's why the risk is real. A wet floors plus soap residue equals invisible danger zones. Sudden blood pressure changes after warm baths can cause dizziness. Reduced reflexes and balance make even minor slips hard to recover from. And sometimes, all it takes is a single misstep to lose months or years of mobility. But here's the good news. Most of these risks can be prevented with simple, practical changes. Let's talk about how to fall-proof your bath time. Install non-slip mats both inside and outside the tub. Use a sturdy shower chair or bath bench, even if you feel steady now. Grab bars are not a sign of weakness, they're a sign of wisdom. After bathing, stand up slowly, giving your body time to adjust. And most importantly, never bathe alone if you're over 80, or if you've had dizziness before. Even just letting someone know you're getting into the bath could save your life. Mr. Clark now uses a seat, and his daughter added rails beside his tub. He says, "It's not about giving up independence. It's about protecting the freedom I still have." That's the key. Yellow circle, because one fall doesn't just bruise a hip. It can bruise your confidence, your routines, your independence. Now that we've looked at how our environment needs to adapt with age, let's shift back to something just as vital: how the body feels after the bath is over. In our next section, we'll explore how temperature regulation becomes a hidden challenge, and how staying warm afterward might be even more important than the bath itself. Stay with me as we move into truth number 4, after the bath. Why staying warm could save your life. Elaine, age 92, still enjoyed her evening baths. For her, it wasn't just about hygiene. It was a quiet ritual. A warm soak before bed, a soft towel, the simple comfort of ending the day clean and calm. But one cold January night, that routine nearly became deadly. Elaine stepped out of her bath, wrapped herself loosely in a towel, and sat near the window to cool off. Her hair was still damp. The room was slightly chilly. She didn't feel cold at first, but within the hour, her body temperature had dropped to a dangerous level. When her granddaughter checked on her, Elaine was disoriented and shivering. She was rushed to the ER with mild hypothermia. It shocked the family, and her doctor explained something they'd never considered. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature. What once felt refreshing can quietly become a health risk. It's a fact. After 70, the body's internal thermostat slows down. Older adults lose heat faster, feel cold slower, and often don't realize their body temperature is dropping until it's already too low. Combine that with evaporating water on the skin, and stepping out of a warm bath into cooler air becomes a serious risk, especially in winter. The solution? Make post-bath warmth part of your routine. Here are 5 small, powerful ways to stay safe and warm after a bath. 1. Dry off completely, including your feet, and especially your scalp if your hair is wet. 2. Put on warm, layered clothing, long sleeves, cozy socks, even a robe. 3. Avoid sitting near drafts or windows right after bathing. 4. Sip a warm drink, like tea or lemon water, to help maintain internal body temperature. 5. Whenever possible, bathe in the afternoon between 2 to 5 p.m. when your home is naturally warmer. Morning or late-night baths may feel relaxing, but can shock a cooling body. Elaine still enjoys her evening soak, but now, her granddaughter warms the bathroom first and leaves out a thick robe and slippers. Now, she says, I don't just feel clean, I feel cared for. And that's the key. A warm bath is lovely, but staying warm after it may be what truly protects your health. Next, we'll explore a surprising twist. Could being too clean actually weaken your immune system? Let's move into truth number 5. Clean but vulnerable. How overwashing weakens your skin's defense. For most of her life, Ruth believed in being spotless. Raised in the Midwest, where clean was a sign of pride, she never missed a day of bathing. Every morning, without fail, she'd scrub with bar soap, rinse thoroughly, and finish with a cold splash to wake the skin up. But at 83, something changed. Ruth began getting small rashes, dry patches that cracked and stung. Her doctor ran tests, thinking it might be an allergy. But the diagnosis surprised her. Her skin was too clean. Wait, what? Here's the truth most people don't know. Our skin is more than a surface. It's our first line of immune defense. It's home to billions of healthy bacteria, known as the skin microbiome, that fight off infection, balance moisture, and protect us from harmful invaders. But daily scrubbing, especially with strong soap, wipes out this natural shield. It strips away oils, weakens the skin's barrier, and leaves tiny cracks, perfect entry points for bacteria. And for older adults, this is even more dangerous. After age 70, skin becomes thinner, drier, and slower to heal. The recovery time after damage, especially from overwashing, can be weeks, not days. So what can you do to stay clean and protected? Here's a simple, skin-safe guide. Limit full baths or showers to 2 to 3 times per week. On other days, use a warm, damp cloth to gently wipe down. Use soap only where you need it most, underarms, groin, feet. No need to scrub your arms, legs, or back daily. Avoid antibacterial soaps and harsh body washes. Instead, choose gentle, fragrance-free cleansers with a balanced pH around 5.5. After every wash, apply a moisturizer within 3 minutes while your skin is still damp. Look for ingredients like ceramides and hyaluronic acid, which help lock in moisture and repair your skin's natural barrier. And in colder climates, consider using a humidifier to keep your home's air from drying your skin further. As for Ruth, she changed her routine. She switched to a gentle cleanser, stopped scrubbing so hard, and began moisturizing right after washing. Within a month, the redness faded, her skin stopped itching, and she felt like herself again. I thought I was doing everything right, she told her doctor. Turns out, I just needed to be a little kinder to my skin. Because aging doesn't mean your body is failing. It means it needs a different kind of care. Less force, more support. And speaking of support, let's wrap this up with a gentle reminder of what this is all really about. If you've stayed with me this far, I want to say something simple but important. You care. You care enough to pause and reflect on something we often take for granted, our daily routines. Because aging isn't about giving things up. It's about adjusting with grace, living with intention, and protecting what truly matters, your health, your independence, your dignity. We've explored truths today that most people never hear. That a hot bath might feel relaxing, but could strain your heart. That overwashing can weaken, not strengthen, your skin's natural defenses. That staying warm after the bath is just as important as the bath itself. That simple changes, like moisturizing within 3 minutes or switching to gentle soap, can make a world of difference. And that your body, even now, is still worth protecting and caring for, with softness, patience, and wisdom. Here's what I believe. Getting older doesn't mean fading. It means refining. It means knowing what's essential and letting go of what no longer serves us. So today, I encourage you to take just one small step, whether it's adjusting the water temperature, changing how you towel off, or simply being more mindful about how your skin feels. Because these aren't just hygiene tips. They're acts of self-respect. And you've earned that. Every day, every year, every wrinkle, and every lesson along the way. If this message touched you, please don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, leave a comment below telling us what resonated with you, and share it with someone you love, a parent, a friend, or a caregiver who could benefit from hearing it. And if you'd like more thoughtful, life-affirming content like this, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We've got so much more wisdom to share, and we'd be honored to walk this next chapter with you. Until then, stay warm, stay safe, and remember, you don't need to do more to be worthy. You just need to care for yourself like someone who matters. Because you do.